question I frequently heard early on at least was, well, how can you teach 2,000 students? And I said, well, you don't. The 2,000 students teach one another. You design the course in such a way that students have the opportunity to be peer instructors as well. It's a transition from hierarchy and structure, namely a classroom model where the teacher is in control, determines the reading materials, determines the interactions, to one that's network-based. And what that does is, instead of the teacher being the central node, the way they're in a classroom, in a network, they're a node among other nodes. They might still be a very important node, but students can attend lecture, take a MOOC, for example. If they're taking a course in a university, they might take a MOOC on that subject matter with an outside provider. They might watch TED Talks. They might take tutorials in that subject area that they find on YouTube. They might participate in an online community or group. They might attend an online conference or symposium, and the list goes on. So instead of having a very traditional relationship of teacher, content, and student, now you have a network where you can access anything from anywhere. And it just means that the teacher needs to begin thinking more about curating the teaching and learning process, the certain types of resources. It also means that the educator needs to spend more time trying to create the right context of learning. So if you're not designing the sequence of moving through content, then you want to spend your time designing the learning space, making sure students have the skills and the capacity to learn in a networked way, to use the tools properly, to build the right kind of critical thinking skills. And so right now when I look at MOOCs, I think they're very much just this wonderful opportunity for researchers and academics and learners and administrators to just ask some interesting questions around, what does it mean to learn in a digital age? What does it mean to learn in network systems that we haven't had access to at the quality of interaction level that we have today? So for me, I've largely ignored the business model question because I think it's irrelevant right now. Down the road, that may be something we need to start thinking about, but right now I'm just fascinated that there's this many folks paying attention to learning and that it's gaining the amount of interest that it has. My concern is that we don't have diversity in the providers that we're concentrating around. Where are the African MOOCs? Where's the MOOCs out of Qatar? Where are the MOOCs out of say Latin American countries, Russia, China? It's right now, most of what we're doing with MOOCs is exporting. I'd like to learn more from a MOOC that comes out of the Middle East or a MOOC that comes out of China or those areas, and that's something that to me is a bigger concern than the concentration of MOOC influence or of MOOC providers right now. MOOCs are a reflection of big trends. They're a reflection of the move to digital economy. They're a reflection of our global connectivity. They're a reflection of society's need for continual and ongoing learning. They're a reflection of the ability for us to access the vast majority of resources we need on a daily basis, whether that's news or information for free. So they're a reflection of a variety of these very significant trends, including some really global trends such as internationalization, the fact that we're seeing unprecedented shifts economically to eastern parts of the world and southern parts of the world. So this is what MOOCs reflect. And so what I'm saying is that if MOOCs died tomorrow, the groundswell of change pressures that MOOCs are a reflection of right now, that's not going to go away.